Welcome, dear traders. Speaking today at the Australian Strategic Business Forum titled Inflation, Productivity and the Future of Money, the Reserve Bank of Australia Governor has clarified how these factors are impacting the economy. Describing the fight against runaway inflation, Philip Lowe said that the path ahead is a narrow one and is clouded in uncertainty. Many analysts share the same opinion. The Reserve Bank of Australia Governor also suggested rates could at least double from the current low levels. However, investors are more concerned about the short-term prospects rather than distant ones. After Fed policymakers debunked rumors about more aggressive rate increases, traders lowered expectations of a 100 basis point rate hike. They were worried that high inflation and interest rates could slow down the growth of corporate profits. However, judging by the earnings reports of US companies, the situation is not so bad. Moreover, upbeat quarterly reports are dispelling fears about a sharp economic downturn in the country, fueling optimism. Last night, trading on the US stock market was quite buoyant. Three benchmark indexes closed in the green, gaining 2 and 3%. On a Wednesday, Asian stocks are also up, following a rally on Wall Street. The trajectory of the US currency has little changed since Tuesday, and the US dollar index is still hovering near 2 weeks lows, trading today at 106.62. It has been falling for the fourth consecutive session as the Fed has rejected rumors about more aggressive tightening, while the greenback is losing steam. The euro is steadily climbing ahead of the ECB meeting. Over the past 2 days, the euro has strengthened against the US dollar by 1%, logging the strongest intraday gain in a month. The greenback remains in the red, moving in the range of 106.39 and 106.75 due to the euro's rally and rising risk appetite. The US dollar faced bearish pressure after the release of the housing starts data. New home construction is one of the indicators of a strong economy. The Census Bureau reported that the number of housing starts in the second quarter dropped to minus 10.1% from minus 8.8%. Judging by the chart on economic downturn looks very clear. For the US dollar, the recession is rather bearish. There are some negative factors for the yen as well. However, everyone is aware of them. The next Bank of Japan meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. Analysts are confident that the regulator will keep interest rate targets unchanged. The regulator is also projected to maintain its quantitative easing program and the yen curve control policy. As for the Bank of Japan, sticks to a dovish stance in the times of monetary tightening cycle worldwide, the yen is unable to start a long-term rally. This is why it's likely to dip further. The Japanese currency remains the outsider in the currency basket due to the Bank of Japan's ultra-loose monetary policy. It's also very sensitive to the changes in the US Treasury yields. On a Wednesday, US government bond yields increased to 7 from 5 basis points, so the yen managed to rise today to 138.17 points. As the Fed dispelled rumors about a 100 basis point rate increase, the yen also edged higher. This is the main factor that puts downward pressure on the dollar-yen pair. In the Asian session, the yen-dollar pair rolled back from the yearly low of 139.39 amid the weakness of the US dollar, and today it's fluctuating in the range of 137.87 and 138.38. Apart from the inflation and the rate hikes, the Reserve Bank of Australia will soon face new challenges. The Federal Treasurer, who appoints the Reserve Bank of Australia Governor, announced the first wide-ranging review of the Reserve Bank of Australia. Jim Chalmers said that a 3-member independent panel will examine monetary policy arrangements. The review is expected to be completed by March 2023. Philip Lowe, the current Reserve Bank of Australia governor, welcomed the federal government's review of the monetary policy. While the Reserve Bank is facing a review, it also needs to decide what to do with the galloping inflation. Although Philip Lowe said that the path is narrow and clouded is uncertainty. He stressed that the key rates should be raised to a level that will enter the inflation. If the central bank remains indecisive, it will eventually have to hike rate more aggressively. Meanwhile, the Aussie is up amid the weak US dollar and rising US stocks. It's difficult to determine which factor is facilitating risk sentiment. Probably the Aussie resumed growth amid expectations of a 75 basis point rate increase instead of a 100 basis point hike next week. During the Asian session, the AUD-USD pair was moving in the upward channel of 0.6893 and 0.6928. At the time of making this video, the price has already reached 0.6914. As a reminder, the Aussie has a high correlation with the US stock market. And that's all for now. Subscribe to our channel and keep close tabs on the market developments with us. Feel free to leave your comments down below and see you soon.